Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Writing and Me. Though this one is going to be a little bit different to the ones that came before. The previous entries in my series have all been about giving you general advice concerning various aspects of writing. This one is going to be about my writing, and I'm not going to beat about the bush here. I've finally taken the plunge, the terrifying leap into revealing my writing to the wider world. If you go to www.Kikoskia.com, you can find a section about writing and me, and at the end of that there is a link to Chapter 1 of the Threnody of Dustledom. If you want to stop the video right now and give that a read, I don't mind. I'll wait. This is a video. This was all recorded in the past, so you pausing it isn't going to make any difference. I'm going to presume now that if you wanted to pause and read it, you've done so by now, so let me continue, and answer the first question that is probably on your mind. Why do this now? You've been very hesitant to show your work for many years. What has changed your mind? One thing that really changed my mind is the fact that I'm ever present to the fact that my main story that I've been working on for a very long time is at a point where I'm trying to approach publishers to get it published. And with that in mind, I thought about having something that people could see to get an example of what my writing style is like. But I didn't want it to be something in that setting. It would be exceptionally difficult for me to put something out there about my main story without spoiling some really big things. And so I decided to look back at previous projects that I've done throughout the years. And eventually I settled upon the story that I wrote for NaNoWriMo in 2017, which wasn't originally called what it is now, the Threnody of Dustledom. It had a much different name. I'm not going to tell you it doesn't matter. I gave it a little refresher read and was reminded about why I love that story so much, and why I love the setting that the story is based in so much. And I decided, you know what? Why not? If there's any story I want people to see, apart from the main one I'm working on, it's this one. Though it is going to need a bit of work, and so I spent a good day editing the first chapter, finding spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, and all sorts of little things that I could improve, considering that the story was written 2 years ago. After that was done, and I checked it, double-checked it, triple-checked it, and then checked it one more time for good measure, all that needed to be done was for it to be put somewhere for people to see. And why not Kikoskia.com, which was constructed and is diligently maintained by Cav2K. Thanks for that, by the way. If you didn't do that, all there'd be is a picture of a potato and some text saying, "Hi, I'm a potato, and this is a website that tells you I'm a potato." But I digress. The next question you'll be asking is, what is this story about? And I will give you some vague details here. The Threnody of Dustledom is a fantasy story, and it is set in the world of Colvin, a setting that I realised quite quickly that I have a lot of information for. Not only do I have quite a few stories in this setting already in various stages of completeness, I also have a map of the setting, a timeline of the setting, and I have a lot of general information that I've collated over the years that I can consult at a moment's notice. Oh, and I also have a database of a lot of characters that I can pull from whenever I need them. Suffice to say, there is a lot of information that I've been taking bits and pieces of to help me make the Threnody of Dustledom all that it can be. I imagine the next question you're going to ask is, why have you chosen to release it on your website? Why not wait until the whole thing is finished and then put it out as a completed work? Generally, I decided to do this because I wanted to give serializing something a try. It also allows me to put part of it out while I'm working on the next part of it, because I'm editing this as I go. Chapter 1 got edited and then released, then Chapter 2 gets edited, then released, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, and so on. Spacing it out like that helps it not be a huge amount of work to get the story out, and it also gives me time to think about various things that I'm going to change, because while I really like the story, there are things now that I'm going to change, and these changes will become more prevalent as I get further in. The most important reason, however, is that serializing it means that I'm committed to actually showing it to you. What I probably would have ended up doing is looking at my story, editing my story completely, staring at the finished manuscript and going, "Oh, that's nice," and then I promptly leave it on my computer and never show anyone, ever. Because as I said, revealing something like that is a very nerve-wracking thing, and I do not have the greatest self-esteem as it is. So in short, putting it out in a serialized manner is as much about making sure I commit to showing you the full work, as it is letting you see something right from the get-go. I don't, by the way, have a timetable for exactly when each chapter is going to be released. It is very much a when it is ready, and I'm happy to put it out, and I think enough time has passed between releasing that chapter and the previous one. I want to make sure I don't overwhelm you with a deluge of my writing, allowing people who read it not as often to stay caught up. Is it only available on the website? The short answer is yes. The long answer is, it is at the moment, but I have plans to make it available in other formats when it is finished. There's no point in me putting out an ebook version of it or something like that when there's only 1 or 2 chapters, because every time I released another chapter, there'd then have to be another version of the ebook file, and then I'd have to go through the rigmarole of getting that all set up, and everything else that's involved with it, and honestly, it's better to wait until the whole thing is complete before that happens. Not surprisingly as well, some people have asked if I'm going to make an audiobook of it, if I'm going to record myself reading the book and then put those videos up for people to listen to. I haven't honestly thought about that much, save that it would be a lot of effort. It's a good 3,000 words or so for the first chapter, and you wouldn't believe how long it would take to get that done. The April Fool's Day video I did with Sandstar and Rune, that didn't have a script, and even that took hours for me to get done. And it's a lot shorter than the first chapter of A Threnody of Dustledom. Then there's all the editing that would need to be done, and quickly it would all add up into a huge amount of work. I'm not going to rule it out, however, though. It's just something that I need to think about some more. It all depends on how much people want it. I certainly have voices for many of the characters in my head, and it would be fun to do, but as I said, it would be a lot of work. The last thing I want to say about this is that I hope you enjoy what I'm putting out. Ultimately, it's there for you to enjoy. It's there for everyone to enjoy. If only one person enjoys what I put out there, I'm happy, because that's ultimately what everything that I do is for. To entertain. I had a blast writing this initially 2.5 years ago. I'm greatly enjoying editing it now, and I hope you all enjoy reading this adventure in the world of Colvin. The first of many, as I hope it will not be the last that I show you. And that's pretty much it. I have a list of things to talk about in this video, and the first and only point is, talk about your writing. And I've done that, and even this is very nerve-wracking. There was a lot of apprehension before this was released onto the website, and even more after it had been released, knowing that it's out there and it's never going to be contained again. But that has abated over the past few days, especially as some people have been giving me feedback about it, and I'm very grateful for everybody that said things about it. Very grateful for the people that have said nice things about it. Surprises me, honestly, but that's part and parcel of the whole no self-esteem thing. And so, when we come back, folks, we'll either talk a bit more about other aspects of writing in general, or I could talk a bit more about my own writing, if you wish. I'll leave that up to you. Let me know in the comments which you'd like to hear about. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. Also, links in the description, and on Kikoskia.com to check it out. Just thought I'd mention that again, just in case you didn't get it from previously. I'm rambling again, stop that me, but I can't help it! Rambling is what I do! I've been doing it all this time ever since I started Let's Playing. Oh you, oh me. Later.